Excellent, perfect. As you can see, we're going to be doing almost literally every single step tutorial with this one. Hi guys, welcome in. I'm Paint with Josh. Nice to see you again. It's been a fantastic day so far. We've already done 2 paintings already today because I taught 2 virtual classes. And if you are interested in booking your own virtual class, you can find that info and you know where to go to find it. Just type in the word virtual when you get over there. All right, all we're going to do is cover our black section of our canvas with our liquid clear. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you everything I've done so far with the canvas. Okay? So I took my Liquitex black gesso, put a piece of painter's tape across the top up there, did the whole bottom in black gesso, ripped off the painter's tape, and then went up here and kind of made a little rocky design. It doesn't have to look perfect, right? Never has to be exactly the way that I have it up here. It's just a little guideline, a little design. And then we're taking our liquid clear or linseed oil and covering the entire surface of the black area with the linseed oil, right? Or liquid clear, whichever one you have, doesn't matter. But you really got to scrub it in there good. And even if you think you've done an area already, go over it again. Make sure it's all filled in and it's nice and slick. If you're going over there and you feel it like grip and slow your brush down, it's too heavy in that one spot. And so you would need to mix it out again, right? Always go up a little bit higher than your black area, so you have a little bit of your liquid clear up in this white area. That way when we bring our liquid white down to the black, we won't have to get anything down. Right? Little scrubbaging. All you gotta do, this is when your arm starts to hurt after a while, okay? So what I need you guys to do now is just check in, tell me where you're watching from, and if you missed it in the beginning, hi, my name's Paint with Josh, nice to see you. It's fantastic. We're gonna have an excellent day today. Just rocking and rolling. I'm gonna paint you the coolest. I know what you think, right? Don't leave. I know what you think. We're gonna do another big crashing wave. No, not this time. Don't go anywhere. Because this one, we're gonna do some different stuff than we've ever done before. I was just literally making up this painting during class, trying different things. So we're gonna be putting liquid white down on the bottom of the canvas. All sorts of craziness, guys, so be ready for it. All right, be ready. Now, once we've taken our Bob Ross liquid clear or your linseed oil and you've spread it across the canvas, right? Real firm, real good, real even. We're going to go back and we're going to wipe off any amount of excess clear that is on our canvas, right? You'll never be able to take it all the way off, so don't worry about getting it all off of it. And then we're going to go into our liquid white. Okay, now today, because Danny gave me one of these in our classes and it really saved me, Danny from Happily Painted Studios, thank you for this, because my liquid white did not come in time. And I would not have been able to paint the last week without using this stuff. Same stuff as the Bob Ross, just a different brand, okay? You can get this stuff at Michael's, and we just want to have the smallest little bit, just a little bit on there because we don't have a big surface to cover, and it'll spread out. We don't want to have too much of it in one area, so we're kind of trying to deposit it around the canvas, all in the white section, and then we're going to spread it with as much force as we spread the liquid clear. Right? You don't want it to be big and thick and goopy. This is why we put the clear, so we don't have to come all the way down with the white. If you do, and you end up getting a little bit of white in your black area, it's okay. This is what we're going to do with our giant rock formation over here. We're going to have our liquid white, we're going to spread it out across the canvas, okay? Then I'm going to show you and test it and make sure we got about that much paint on our fingertip, right? Nothing too crazy, you can see all the dimples in the canvas. Now with the liquid white that's on the brush only, we're gonna start coming across our mountainous area, right? Literally all the way across it. Pushing it, blending it hard, right? If you don't have too much liquid white, then you won't drop too much color up here. Yeah, right? You'll notice if you have too much liquid white because that thing will disappear completely. Don't have to go all the way to the edge. Let's make it sort of flat along the bottom, right? Out there, pushing it hard so it extends, okay? Kind of makes it look much further away, especially when we put something dark in front of it. You'll have that depth back there, okay? Now, let's go back up onto our sky. And this is what we've never done before. We're gonna come down here and start depositing that liquid white right on top of the liquid clear black canvas that's down here, right? We'll take it all the way over here, up over there, leave a little separation in between. Okay, we're going to come back and we're going to blend it out with our brown color anyway, so it doesn't very much matter. Just like that. Perfection. As you can see, we've left a little black triangle shape. Can you see it? It's a perfect triangle shape. I hope you can see it. If you can see it, just put up a hand emoji in the comments. Just even if you're watching after the live, I want to be able to tell that you can see this triangle of darkness in the background. And then we've got all this brightness in the foreground. And all it is the excess liquid white from up here, right? We didn't go back into the jar and put it down here. Just from mixing on our thing, it shows up very brightly because our dark canvas is very dark with no undercolor on it yet. All right, now, what we're gonna do is take this brush, right, without even washing it. We're gonna go right into a little bit of blues. We're gonna pull it down like this, a little bit of blue, a little bit of our black color, just a little bit. You want it to be more blue than black, right? We're gonna come up underneath this guy, right in there, feed it back. So we got this for filling in our dark section of canvas with a bit of our blue and black undercolor. It should look very deep and dark, right? We don't need it to be extremely bright. We need it to, in fact, be dark. Now, leave it just like that. Little triangle of our undercolor down there. And now that we've got that bluish blackish color onto our brush, let's come up into our sky. And we can start dropping on our sky. Because our canvas is wet, it's going to blend and mix and become very soft the more that you mix in with that wet canvas underneath, right? That's the whole wet on wet technique. We take wet paint, we apply it to a wet surface. Different. Let's come on to this side. A little bit more blue, a little bit more black, just a little. There, I want to have a little bit of difference in our sky. Right now, I also want to leave a nice open patch for some clouds that we can have out there. So the more that you mix it down, the more it's going to cover over our section over here, which is fine. Let's just leave a little white space. I'm going to wipe off my brush onto paper towels. And that way, it doesn't grow any further than it's already growing. Right? The more paint I have on my brush, being the first P of paint job, the more paint we have up here, the more it's going to extend and grow. Right? We need it to remain very soft. So we're using a small amount of paint, and then we're extending it, blending it, blending it, explaining it, and blending it all across the canvas until it is however you feel like. You don't like the darkness up there, push on a little bit harder. Right? Push it a bit harder, let it blend down with the white till 'tis no longer there. Right? It's all up to you guys, seriously. What do you want your sky to look like? Remember, we have this one available on the front of the home page, and if you scroll down, just one little scroll down, you're going to find a second painting that looks very much like this. So if you want to know what this is going to turn out to be like before waiting until the end, go over to paintwithjosh.com right now, and you'll be able to see it. I'm going to take my titanium white, we're going to come out here into my lighter area, and I'm going to mix, and I'm going to push. I'm going to blend that stuff with that darkness, kind of letting it get darker as we go. And it'll come out over here, wherever. Doesn't really matter. Go back to my same 2-inch brush that I was working the sky with. Just dab it on a paper towel. Up into here, into our darkness. The deeper, the darker paint. We just blend it and blend it and blend it until it starts blending away. Right? If you want it nice and bright on the top, touch it less pressure. Right? Less circles, less movement, less of it, right? You want it to blend away on the bottom, push it harder to make the paint softer out there, right? All up to us every single time we go to do it. Very soft, gorgeous little Oregon sky out there. Oh, I love it. I'm already loving it, you guys. Okay, now let's get back into our water area first, okay? What we're going to do is take our palette tool. We're going to flatten out some of our titanium white. You guys are going to check in. Tell me where you're watching from. That's it. Just where are you watching from? Type it out. Boston, Washington, Oregon, Massachusetts. Where are you watching from out there? Let me know. Colorado. Whoa, holy. This palette tool is very sharp, so be careful if you're going to flip it and try to catch it. Let me tell you. Man, that's looking cool. All right, we've already got this sort of same thing just from having the liquid white on our dark canvas, right? Now, I'm just going to show you what we were going to do here. We're going to take our palette tool, completely clean, swipe across, so we have this very small amount of paint out there. And we're going to turn it over, so now we're like a flat top of a table right here, okay? Very flat with the paint on towards the canvas side. We're going to start out here, right? Don't start way up here, because the very first time that you touch the canvas for a lot of you guys, it's going to be too much. So start way over here, just in case you drop off too much, right? Then we're gonna make our little guy extend underneath, way over there, and then kind of fill up everything else. Just keeping this very flat and going side to side letting that white intermix and blend with the dark blue, the black, and everything else out there until it's almost to the edge of the horizon, and then you stop. Tell me that doesn't look like water out there. It does to me. That's why we paint it that way, right? Now, as we get down over here, we're gonna get a little lower, a little lower, a little lower. Again, making a triangle, so it's bigger on the one side, goes to a point out here at the end, right? Doesn't have to be a perfect thing. Get it out enough that when we come in with our next little rock, we know exactly where to come down to, okay? Perfection, everybody. It doesn't even have to be a straight line. You can literally go back and then down again, having these different angles, different things happening out there, okay? Now, whoop, gotta get the old flipperooski. Now, we're gonna need to make up some of our Paint with Josh brack mix. Why don't we go with the brownish black? All right, so we'll take our 2 times the blue, 2 times the crimson, 1 time the black color, and then we'll mix them all up into this really dark color that we call Paint with Josh Plaque with a P. Right? And after we've mixed up Paint with Josh Plaque, we're gonna look at this much paint. We're gonna, okay, I need that much of our browns mixed together. Right, so we'll grab a little bit of our 2 brown colors, we'll mix those guys. So now it's half plaque and half both of those 2 brown colors, which will make it a darker brownish version of its own self, okay? Now, our guy that's way off in the distance back here, I hope you like the shape of it because that's permanent. We don't touch that guy at all, okay? What we're gonna do is grab a little fan brush. I'm just gonna grab this Gat Doctor one, little big red handled ones that I love. They're nice, they're like cheap. You can really mess them up and then go get new ones, right? We're gonna wipe, or wash off all of this white paint before we do anything else. Now remember, if you're looking at the one that's on the home page, on the very front, right, that's this guy, and then we have a smaller version for less right underneath that. Just gotta go check it out. Now that I've taken my brush, nice and clean, I'm gonna run it through that darkness. Oh, it's just nasty dark. Right? We don't need a whole lot, remember, because we don't want it to be super textured out there. And all we need to do is project some distance. So if I come down here, my little rocky projection right down to my water, right? All of a sudden, this guy in the background being a lighter color is going to look further away, right? This automatically makes it look like it's closer, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do is make just a couple little trees up here. Just little tip toppers coming out wherever, right? Doesn't matter. All we need is a little bit of background forest back there to, again, push our further away mountainous thingy off into the distance. We're gonna go way up here off the top of the canvas, just like that. Fantastic. Fill in the bottom area, all right? Doesn't have to be perfect out there, just like that. We don't want to come down too much because this paint will also grow down in our next step, so save that. Look at that distance back there. This one looks much closer, much cooler, right? And all it is, remember, is one big giant mountain like this guy, except it's close enough that we can see some trees on the top. It's literally it. Now we're gonna take our 2-inch brush, take this paint, kind of slide it backwards, slide it up towards your trees, take it from just like this, go straight up. You don't have to go all the way through the top, have to do anything you don't want to do, right? All it does is help flatten it down, make it look a little further away. Now we're gonna come in here and we're gonna tap it. And because there's already a little bit of liquid white on this brush from working our sky and not having to clean it or do anything else, we can make this darkness kind of less dark. Right? Come in here, push it down like we're making an aurora borealis, right? Even coming up and grabbing there. I want some of that dark part of our trees to come down into this lighter portion. See that right there? You have that darker color. You get your lighter color out here. Looking fabulous. One more time through the top. Literally. That's gonna be, guys, that's gonna be cool. Okay, now we can come back here, and we can do it, we can also do it later. We're gonna put a few little highlights on these rocks, and then just kind of let them fade away and back into this misty area back here. But first things first, we've got our backwater. Now we need to add our foreground water, but we're not gonna pay attention to the lip of the water. We're gonna add it from the from the middle of the wave back. Trust me, it'll make sense. All right, we're gonna come back here. We're gonna come over a little further, just a little further, maybe an inch or two. We're gonna start straightening back, but staying kind of close to this guy, right? It doesn't need to be very big in between them because we're gonna add a whole nother section of splashes in the front, right? Like this, all this big wall of rotating, splashing water is coming down. So what we need to do is backfill our white paint until it almost touches our next section of wave back there. Almost, right? We got to keep a little separation in there. Just a little guy, otherwise these will all look like one wave. Okay? We don't need to even have too much paint out here on the front, honestly. We've got a small separation in between still, so we haven't come too far outside of our triangle yet. Okay, now this is what we're gonna do. Let's go wipe off or wash off our brush, and we'll come back in. Come back in right over here, guys. This is gonna be gorgeous, okay? We're gonna take our clean, dry brush, make sure it's dry. Dryness of it. I'm gonna get a little bit of my liquid white. Dab in. I don't want liquid white. I don't want paint all the way up the bristles of the brush. We just want it a little bit in there, okay? Come over here, tap into that stuff, get it all crazy. Have it just be fantastic. I love this grayish, bluish thing happening. So a little bit of paint. You can see what we're doing is taking our titanium white and bringing down its texture. We're making it more wet, making it much more pliable and workable, right? And then you can even turn it upside down like this, and we're just gonna tap in little things. Tap, tap, get bigger and bigger as we get towards us, okay? This is why we don't care about the front of this wave, because it's all being overtaken by these bigger splashers. A bunch of craziness happening out there, okay? Now, you can leave it just like that if you wanted to. You honestly could. You could go, you know what? I love it, I'm leaving it, but that's not what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come in with our Paint with Josh 1-inch brush. So if you got the Paint with Josh 1-inch brush, it's going to help you because it's very small and thin in its bristles, okay? We're going to come out here and we're going to mix this color up very much like we did with our cloud, okay? But this color is going to grow much further and faster because it's much wetter in its consistency with that liquid white. So as we mix it up very softly, rolling along the thing, then we're going to come up underneath here and try to grab some of it, pull it out a little bit, right? Just the littlest, teeniest drag. You can get any of that color. It's a very small amount of paint, right? Very small. Now you can always go back in and highlight different places. We have that liquid white with our titanium white again. Let's come over here and start smacking onto this guy. We'll leave a few more areas of thicker paint that will blend out into something more crazy. So again, if we just get back in there so soft, very softly, such a light, and move, get out of there. Don't stay in one place forever. Right? And we can take these guys, pull them out, have a little bit of our shininess underneath them, kind of leaving a little flat area right underneath those guys. Okay? You can see how the angle is coming down. That's exactly what we want it to do. Now we'll go back with that liquid white, titanium white mixture that we've already used right here. Same exact mix. I'm going to start out here actually, you know what? For you guys, start in here, just in case you drop off too much. Okay? Now, as you can see, we're trying to save a small dark shadow in between the crashing water itself and the water that's already on the ground in front of said crashing water. Okay? Very small things out on your left, much larger area to make a mistake and play over on your right. We want these guys to look much further away. So we're making everything on our left side very, very small. Right? You can come all the way up there. Very small, and then as we get over here, maybe we can extend it out a little bit, right? There. It doesn't have to be the straight line of a thing, right? If we're gonna come out that far right here in the middle, that means that the edge over here also has to extend to become closer to us. See what I mean? Leaving all that stuff, it's fabulous, you guys. Literal fabuticity out here, if that's a word. If not, then we just made up a new one. Welcome to the channel, that's what we do. Very cool bit of water, right? We don't really see a lot of our mid-ground wave. We're kind of seeing the back and we're seeing the splash of the front as it's rolling in. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a lot of our liquid white and a lot of our, well not a lot, it's gonna be a 90-10 mix like always, but we just want a big pile, okay? Because if our sand is not bright enough down here yet, when we do this, it really is gonna be, but actually before we do that, let's grab just a little touch of our Van Dyke brown, that darker color brown out there, just a little bit, I'm telling you. We're gonna come from the back side, right? A little bit of that brown, maybe a little bit of our dark sienna too, why not? Just caught that whole big chunk of skin right there. Nasty, bro. There we go, okay. We got our Van Dyke brown, we got our dark sienna brown, we're just gonna start mixing it in very lightly. And as you can see, it'll start to change the color of our liquid white. And I want it to be a little different everywhere, really. We don't want to get too far towards our wave, but there is sand underneath all of this stuff, right? So we're in control of how bright that we make it. Now that we have a little bit of that brown and a little bit of just our pure liquid white, very light residue from our sky into our black canvas, now we're going to come back with all that white, our liquid white, titanium white mix, get a good amount of it. Now there's two ways to do this, okay? Firstly, let's make our guy up here just a little bit more bright, just one little touch. So there's two ways to do this. You can either leave a good space underneath and start depositing this and making it more and more and more messy as you go, so pushing the blade, right, turning it down and flat against the canvas to drop off the rest of that. Or you can come up here and do this. Which one do you think you're going to be able to do easier, because it ends up being the same amount of paint no matter what? Okay, so we'll come over here. You think you'll be able to push it against and drag it down very easily with a lot of force, like trying to push it. Like there's literally no way to mess this up, you guys. All right, there's one way. There's one way to mess it up. Who knows the one way to mess this part up? We always want more down here on the right-hand side, and then less and less and less and less as you go away, which will make that side look further away, this side look closer. How does everybody like this painting, by the way? Came up with this in class earlier today, and we're going to be, oh man, we're going to be throwing in some rocks. Oh, it's going to be fun, and in fact, let's add more. Let's get more paint up here, more down here, because I want it to extend down. Okay, now let's go see what it looks like. We can always go back and add more later. But let's go see what it looks like now, guys. Let's just go check it out, okay? Now we're going to put our brush very vertically against the canvas like this. We're going to pull down. And we're going to do it multiple times, so all that color comes down real far, okay? I don't want it to just be one, and then we're going to go, no. We're going to go over it multiple times. This is why we leave a gap in between, so you don't accidentally hit your other little guy. Don't worry, we're going to close the gap later. Okay? The gap makes no difference right now. Pull it down. I want all this stuff, almost all the way down the canvas, right? As far as we can make it anyway, because that's going to give us a lot of brightness to bounce our rocks off of, okay? So, as you can see, it's pulled farther down here. Again, making that little triangle shape. Our angles are most important. Take this guy, we're going to pull it. If you can get very close to your wave, you're going to do less work on our next step. If you can't get close to your wave, that's okay. We're going to bring it down on our next step. Watch us extend all of this color as far as you can make it, as lightly, with as enough pressure as you can possibly push to have it brighten up like that. We want the whole thing glossy looking. Okay? I want the glossiness out there. Okay? I'm telling you, we're going to want it for a reason. If it's too dark down here and we go to put in our rocks that are sitting out on our rocky coast, there's going to be nothing to contrast against, right? So one more time, tell me where you're watching from. What's your favorites? Ah, man, I don't even know why you guys watch me, honestly. Literally don't know why you guys watch. This one's going to be so fantastic. If you don't go get it now, I'm telling you, you're going to regret it not getting it later, because someone else will. And if they don't, then you guys are all crazy in my book. I would nab this one up right now the way it's looking. Let's take it over here. We're going to take our liquid white, titanium white mix. We're going to come out here very lightly at first, and then get closer and closer down onto that dark separation, okay? Our little dark shadow right here is just supposed to be minuscule, teeny, tiny, like your ex's, you know what I mean? Over there, over here, very, very, very small little shadow back here, because if it's too big, it looks odd, right? Very odd. If it's too small, it also looks odd. So don't lose it, because it's very hard to put back in afterwards. You can do it, it's possible, but it's not the easiest thing to do, putting it back in once you've lost it. So try to keep a very small shadow underneath our water. Take the rest of our titanium white, liquid white mix, and it's gonna be fantastic. Thanks for all the follows, guys, I appreciate you. Man, there's tons of people over on the tube too, holy cow. So, as we get out here with the liquid white, titanium white mix, it's very runny, as you can see. Very runny stuff, right? Scrape it up, pull it out. Very small roll out on the edge of the blade. Let's come out here, and we're gonna decide, you know what, let's just pop it in right there. Bang, and we're gonna push harder and harder and harder as we go until it all falls off, okay? We don't want to go too far down just yet. We're going to pop in some crazy stuff up here in the front, but just about right there. And it's just a very slight downward angle, right? Almost exactly matching our guy back here. Doesn't have to perfectly match, right? This stuff we're going to blend away. It does not need to go side to side. That's already too far. So guess what happens with this? You can literally take it out, get rid of it, right? Create a little misty action back here. Swipe back towards your wave over there to then have it look hard to see. That's the whole point of this whole thing, is to make it harder to tell what's happening. So even there, if I have to mist it up a little bit so we can't tell what's going on, then that's what we do. Take these guys, slide them straight back. However you want, make it as soft as you want, as bright as you want, as glossy as you want. It's all up to you guys. First things first, let's take a little bit of this titanium white out here. We're gonna come out here, let's get down onto our sand. And just start scraping it in odd, weird little Z shapes and different stuff. Doesn't even have to be perfect, because guess what? It's water. It's not gonna be perfect out there. We're gonna have little spots of brightness, little spots of darkness. Turn it over, flip it this way, put it that way, and guess what? If you don't like any of it, you just go throw some rocks in. So let's get out here. I'm gonna mix up a little bit more of our browns. Both those brown colors going in there. Get rid of that skin. There we go. Both the browns into our plaque to make it even more brownier. And have that very dark black color as well. And they're like that. Now, we came out here and we said, okay, maybe there's a little small little guy way over there. Maybe there's another little guy over here. Just a flat little thing, right? Nothing out there has to be too big or too crazy. You don't want to have too much paint on the blade, otherwise it'll grow real far. Right? Just kind of scrape underneath it to extend it out a little bit, have a little shadow. Then we'll go back and we'll put highlights on it before, right? So we'll come into here, pick up some of that dark, scrape it out this way, down, and then up. Right? Just a little thing. So you got some on either side, and then check it out. If you didn't even like it or whatever, you come in here with your liquid white, and drop on a bit of water, and now you've seated your rock right inside the surf. Just a little bit. Don't need anything crazy. Don't need to have too much. Right? A little space in between them all, which is why we need all this bright area so they stand out, guys. Now, let me put down this guy. Let me get some brown out real quick. Don't go anywhere. Getting the brown out right now. Using our burnt sienna brown, our Van Dyke brown, and our yellow ochre to make our highlights and shadows for these rocks. I love these colors. They just end up being so fantastic, you guys. So, let's see. Tell me where you guys are watching from, and I'm gonna mix up some of this dark color. I'm gonna come behind the camera and see if we can't see where you guys are from. Where are you from out there? Let me know. Out here in the night. Tennessee, Australia, Illinois, London, Los Angeles, Canada, Malaysia, Michigan, everywhere, man. UK, South Carolina, you guys are all over the place, dudes. Guys, gals, painting pals, you guys are everywhere. Ohio, San Bernardino. I'm gonna take both, just before you guys get too bored, I'm gonna take both of my brown colors out here, the dark sienna brown, which is the lighter colored one, and the Van Dyke brown, which is the darker one. Don't ask why they call dark sienna a brighter brown. I don't even want to get into it. That's like, why do orcs have meat on the menu? What does an orc know about a menu? Okay, let's take our darker brown, right? Actually, these little small guys, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a bit of our yellow ochre, a good chunk, a small bit of our brown. So it's about a 70-30 mix on the yellow ochre, 70, brown, 30 mix, right? Out there. It's not too bright, it's not too dark, it's got a bunch of marbling inside there. And then we're gonna come and we're gonna touch on, just tapping. Whatever sticks, don't cover all the dark color, okay? A lot of times, your brain wants you to overfill it and cover in too much dark. You cannot do that out here, guys. Cannot. Now that we've got both piles all going at once, let's take this darkness, let's scrape up. Again, a small, that's even too much. Wipe off the blade like that, okay? Small little bit. Very, very small. Come out here, maybe we got one closer, maybe he's a little bit bigger, maybe he grew. He's got this big old fat edge, right? All up to us, however we want to do it. Not with that lighter color again, kind of tap on in different places, staying along the top, leaving the bottom a little bit darker. Right? The more we tap into that stuff, the more it wants to darken itself. If you really want a good dark shadow, get underneath there and then don't scrape out some of that stuff. There. Make a big old shadow underneath that guy. Come out with our liquid white again, right up into our little shadowy mix. Blend it, mix it, push it, drag it out. You got yourself a little bit of water. Retracting back towards the surf, you guys. Right in there, just a big old one. Now, let's get crazy. You guys ready to get crazy? Type yes in the comments if we're about to put in a rock about the size of my hand. Like, yeah. Just type in yes or no. You think we need a big one right there? Because I'm pretty sure we do. Oh, look at all these yeses just pouring in. Just pouring in, guys. So, here's what we're gonna do then. Let's take a big bunch of that dark stuff, scrape up a bigger chunk, a larger amount than we had before, and let's just make up a crazy old shape out here. Why not like this? Just out here. Some big old stuff out there. Ooh, he's got another projection. We're gonna come over here, we're gonna blast it on. There's so much paint in this big old rocky thing out here. Right? What if we came down underneath this guy, put it all down into here, launching it, pulling it out. How big do you want it? You have to have a little arc if it's gonna look like it's close to us. Maybe we want some more of it down in here. Again, just blasting on all that thick, crazy dark paint. And that way, yes. Oh, I love it. Love it. All right, now here's what we do. Come into this guy. Because we're getting a little bit closer, let's take this guy and pull him down underneath. Different areas, so it's not just a straight off thing, right? Maybe a little bit higher on that guy, lower down here, right? Pulling down that dark color, maybe dragging him off towards the back to make it look like it's kind of flowing or sinking down into the sand. And we'll take these dark colors underneath, pull them out side to side. There we go, guys. It's looking fabulous. Right there. This big old monster. Maybe it's a driftwood log. Who knows what it is until we get out there and start doing it up, right? Now, we can decide maybe this little guy, if we tap on a couple little things or drag on a couple little things by floating our blade across the top of it, maybe that thing's sticking up in the air, or maybe it's down in the water. Drag a couple little things out down here, right? All of a sudden changing what it looked like before, coming back into that little area, right? And then down and around this little side. Just let it flow, baby, let it flow. Woo-hoo-hoo. This one's looking fantastic. Holy shaving cream, you guys. That's amazing. Now, let's plop in something else back here. I feel like we're missing something. I feel like maybe if we had one right there, right, like a good old chunk of something out here, like covering or projecting up into that watery, bright area that's right there. There. Right now, we can have all sorts of stuff happening on this little guy. Maybe he's a little taller. Maybe he's got a different shape. Maybe it flattens itself out towards the back. You never know what's going to happen until you get up there and try to paint it yourself, right? So get out there, do some painting, you guys. Show us what you can do. I'm telling you, I'm giving you all the necessary tools to be able to do it yourself. Right? You can do it. I know you can. I get those comments all the time where it's like, oh, guess what my ego says? I'm like, I know you can do it. Right? You just got to try it. You got to get out there. You got to get the right tools. You got to try it. I've got to tap onto this guy back here. And just leaving a little bit of mystery, a little bit of weirdness, because it doesn't matter what it looks like. What is the perfect rock? All of the imperfections, if you ask me. Just, I mean, if you're asking me, it's all the imperfect places. Or if it came out here very flatly, right, very almost straight horizontal, with just a little downward deal to it. A little bit more on the top. Need that little darker space in the back. Ooh, I love it. I'm loving it, guys. I'm telling you, if you guys don't get on this one, I will take it out. And it will just be mine, and no one else will be allowed to have it. Seriously, look at that. Holy shaving cream. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger up here though. Take my dark area first. There we go. That's looking a little flatter now. Take my dark area, then I'll come across it with that light color in the direction that I want the light to hit it from. Right, catch it on like that. Woo, guys! Holy crud. This one is looking fabulous. Okay, now let's get out here a little bit more of that liquid white. There we go, cover up some of these dark streaks. It's fine to have dark streaks out there, but pull it out just a little, just far enough to where we can get one more rock right in here to cover up, right? So anything back in here, let's add a couple little bits of detail. Just a little detail here and there, just quite honestly scrubbing it like a mess, like a madman. Just to be weird. Okay, now what we need to do first is mix up some more of this Paint with Josh brack mix. We're going with the brown okay, let's get out here with double the blue, double the crimson, 1 times the black paint. So we're gonna make our Paint with Josh black. That's the deepest, darkest color we can imagine, okay? Once we get that guy in a pile, all mixed up, then we're gonna take some of our Van Dyke brown and our dark Sienna brown in the equal amount, right? So the piles are the same. We got half of the 2 browns, half black. That'll make brack. And all it is a very deep, dark brown color, which will help our brown highlights keep their brownness without going dull too quickly. Okay, so we mix all that guy up. You guys tell me one more time, where are you watching from out there? Let me know in the comments below. Oh man, this one is looking absolutely stellar. Just fabulous. Oh. I might actually do one more, do something. We gotta get a bit of darkness in between these 2 bits of bright. There, just there. Yes, okay. Can't have it go bright into bright into bright everywhere with no dark areas. You have to have some shadows back there. If anything, we can take some of that brack mix, throw it down off the very backside just to be a bit of texture off the backside of our little rock back here. All up to us. However we want to do it, spread it out as far as we want to take it. It's all up to us. How much do you want to do? Maybe we got another projection of brightness just right there into the dark spot. Just because it looks cool out there. Okay, remember, we got one big thing coming in here. We got one big thing on the front. So how do you want yours to look? Brush that color back, sneak it back up underneath there so it doesn't make our sand looking extremely dark out here, guys. So, how many of you guys are going to tell me where you're watching from out there? Let's see. Let's see. I like that Hawke's Bay. That's cool. You're also going to have to start coming up with a title for this one, guys. We got the UK, Colleyville, Texas. I like that. Indiana, Texas again, Alberta, Vegas, England, Missouri, New Jersey, Toronto. We got Ohio, Bel Air, Michigan. Name it Mist. I know, right? Because of all this right there. By the way, since we have that brown color, which we don't have anymore, let's make up a little bit more of our brown. This time I wanted a little, just a shade darker than it was the first time, because we're going to come out here and tap onto this one guy. We don't need to have as many details. We don't have to have anything. You want to know the one thing we do have to have? Okay, anyone out there tell me, what do we have to have way out on this rock? What do we need out there? Okay? You tell me. Come up here very lightly. There's no plaque mix or anything underneath that thing, so we got to be very soft. Just scraping, just a little scrapaging, just so we have that color feeding back, and then we're going to come in here and very lightly take that stuff just on the left, get rid of it back there. Yes, okay, softening it down, right? We cannot lose the dark separations in between them, right? So if we even came down with another thing down in here, we made this guy a little bit brighter, right? We cannot just make it all the same amount of bright. Can't lose the separator back there. We need that separation back there in order to tell the differences in the rocks, right? They're all different out there. Okay, now we've got our big old pile of our Paint with Josh brack mix mixed up. It's a brownish, blackish color. What we're gonna need to do is, in fact, yeah, let's do this first. Let's take a little bit more of our liquid white and titanium white, 90-10 mix like always. Over here. Down like that. And now we're going to bring this water inland into here, just wherever. Messy. Like I said, make it messy, make it weird. A couple little bits over there, down here. Where? Remember, we're going to fill up the back corner up here. But just having those little things looks so neat. Look at it. It's so fantastic, you guys. You can bring them all the way back there if you wanted to. Totally up to you, right? We can go back and brush them out if you don't like it. You can hit it with your brush and make them go softer. We can put more on there and make it look crazier if we wanted to make it look crazier. Right? This is the closest spot. So even if we had some of our titanium white, like a mountain, and we just let it break in here like this, right? All this stuff is a lot closer than all these other bubbles are. So we should be able to see more stuff, more foam, more stuff happening down here because it's right by our feety poos. If it ever gets too bright, let's go back and scrape it away. There. That's what I want to see. Right in there, all this stuff. And we know that we can cover over it if we don't like it, but at least we got all this action happening in here. We can even come back in and kind of solidify up our lines back there, changing things, popping stuff in here and there and wherever. Right? Just little bits of difference is all. That way it's not all the exact same. Now we're going to take that bit of darkness and let's come off of this guy right here. Just doesn't need to be too terribly big, but it needs to be dark and long and flat. There, just like that. Perfect, okay? Fill it in around the bottom. Just palette tool it on there so it's very heavy. That way it will stay very dark against all those other things. Right? Got all this darkness, leaving that heavy paint on there. That's going to be some of our texture, okay? So don't get rid of it all. We're going to go back over it with that brighter color, knowing that only the one side is being caught in the light. So we cannot go too high up past mid-range. If you get up here, we catch a little bit, but we have to have some of that shadow in the background, right? If we do the entire thing, it's just going to look funky. Save this guy, save a little bit of shadow off his background too. Just like that. Fabuloso. Right there. Okay. A little bit of brightness on the top. Shadowy ridge. How far does your light go? Don't cover every single bit, guys. Seriously. Now, let's come down. We'll do one more little area and one more rock on this side, taking up an enormous amount of paint and just piling it on. Just as crazy as you can imagine, right? We could even, you know what? We didn't do it in the painting earlier, but let's fill this. Right there. Fill that spot. Bang, now the water has to be in between them. Right? It's in between them. Why not? That means we can come up here and make crazier little jagged little rocks and all sorts of stuff, trapping that water back in there, letting this guy fade back to the background way over here, guys. Oh, that's fantastic. Have you ever painted a better painting job? I don't know. Let's get a little taller up here. Let's get taller. I'm telling you, if you guys don't grab this one, you are... I might have to call the loony bin on you, because this one is impeccable. Already one of my absolute favorites of all time. Look at these rocks. Oh, okay. Let's get out here. You guys check in one more time. Just tell me where you're from. Just tell me where you're from out there. You'll love it. Thank you. It's available. You just got to go to my site. The mods can tell you how to get there. And we've already got tons of people over there looking at it right now. You better get there quickly if you don't like it, because it could literally be gone in a moment's notice. It'd be gone forever. Just gotta miss this one up just a little bit more again. There. Just gotta have that little touch of misty action in the back. A little bit of action. There we go. Try a little bit harder. Make it go away. Very, very cool, guys. Okay, let's mix up a little bit more of our brown color. We've done this painting in 45 minutes, dudes. Seriously, the whole thing, start to finish. You guys can do this. I'm telling you, you got the time. Make sure you get the right supplies, and we'll be there. We're gonna have some fun. A little bit of that yellow, ochre, and brown mixed in together. Lay it on, but remember to save some dark spaces in between. You can't have everything looking exactly the same or the same color or whatever. It can't even all go the same direction. So what if we just went straight vertical on this guy, right? And then came off of his side this way, and maybe it came up and connected over there, and you'll start to make all these cool little actiony little bits, guys. You don't have to just take them all and pull them all in the same direction, right? We want to have those different things. So let's not pull down too much further. We'll leave a little bit of bright, a little bit of darkness in between these two right there. That's fantastic. hope nobody gets this one, for real. I'm keeping this. It's going up in my house. You guys can't have it anymore. It's mine. No one is allowed to get it. Look at that. Holy shaving cream, you guys. That is amazing. That's it. That's it. Not touching it. No more. Let's put the birds in. You guys come up with a title. And if you get it during the live show, you're going to break my heart. But you get to come up with a title for it. No, seriously, that's the point of being up here. Is you're supposed to get it during the show. So head over there, and we'll see what happens, guys. We'll just see what happens. There's already tons of people over there looking. I'm telling you, I'm being honest. Just trying to give you some leeway ahead of time. I gotta get over there and get this one if I really like it. So come up with a title. Type in the title in the comments, right? And if you don't know where to go, it's very simple. My name's Paint with Josh, right? What do you think my website would be? Paint with Josh. Yeah, pretty simple to get there, right? So head over there, check it out at least go over and look. We also have a much less, about 100 less version of the smaller guide that we did earlier today, and I could show you guys that one if you want. This one just stellar, just quite honestly. I went down to Hasita Beach right underneath the lighthouse yesterday. The tide was out so far that I was able to stand right here. All of this is normally underwater to where you can't see it. And I saw these, I took a picture and I was like, you know what? I gotta paint that. I have to do it on the show so everybody can see just how awesome. We're literally standing right here and it looks exactly the same. This one looks even better than the real photo. The real photo. Oh, dude. Look at these little rocks and ridges. Just stellarly fantastic. Now the one in before, we have the water kind of running through this middle area right here, so it's not sealed up. Doesn't look exactly alike, but that's really cool. I like that, dude. That's a neat bunch of looking rocks. Just a scraggy old coast out there. I dig it. I dig it. So start coming up with a title, guys. What do you want to call this painting? We need to come up with a title for it. It's number 1995. That means we're only 5 paintings away now from 2,000 paintings in my career. So 1,995 paintings in 6 years. That's incredible. Incredible, guys. Just wild. Let's come back here and see some of your guys' comment suggestions for the title. Rocky Beach, the crashing coast. I like it. Secret Cove. I like that too. No worries allowed. I like that for a title. That's neat. The Secret Ridge. I would love to go there too. I want to go back. I was just here yesterday and I already want to go back. Rocky Coat instead of coast. I like it. Rocky Cove. You guys are coming up with some wicked titles. Remember, if you get this one during the show, you get to title it forever. And we have never done an Oregon coast one like this before. This is quite honestly, besides the practice one earlier today, never done one on the show like this. So I hope you guys were able to take away from this and either learn how to do the rocks a bit better or learn your angles a bit better. Right, again, it's just one big triangle going to a point out there. Right? Do you see? It's gonna be cool. Gonna be cool. So remember, if you get over there and check it out, you get to come back and pick the title forever. I'm going to finish cleaning up this guy. I got one more brush that needs washing, and then we're going to be looking for titles. So keep typing them in. Right? And who knows? Maybe somebody will go grab it, and then they'll get to pick from all of your title suggestions in the comments. Head over there, paintwithjosh.com. You can find it. It's right there on the front. Don't have to do anything. There's no photo for it because we were painting it live, of course. We didn't have a photo to take of it. And then the one that we did earlier today is just below that, if you're over there checking them out. Very cool, guys. And then remember, I don't make money any other way besides this. Like, this is it. This and the classes, and that's it, right? Between you guys bringing you free videos all the time. These things, supplies come with a cost, right? So you gotta help me out and go grab a couple paintings. And that'll allow me to keep bringing you free videos 5 times, 10 times a week sometimes. Let's just call it 8 to 10 times a week. Let's go 8 to 10 on that. That'll be cool. All right, what do we got for titles out here?
Boom, ba-boom. There we go. That's it, Crystal. 259. That's it. Gray Bay. I like that. Just name it Oregon. I love that. That's a cool title. Look at that mist. You know what happens? All these waves come in, they hit against these rocks, and it just literally, like you can feel it as you're walking through. You can feel the little raindrops all over your face. I was like, I'm walking back, I'm like, is it raining? No, it's not raining. It's the mist and the spray of the coast. It's so awesome out there, guys. So cool. Blend this in just a little bit. You know me, I've always got to finger paint just a little. Otherwise, it's not a paint job paint. Now, let's go add our signature. You guys head over to the site, grab this one, put it in your cart, and I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed unless you don't get there first. You gotta be there first. Here we go. We're going to take this, just a little bit of my black, the Bob Ross Midnight Black, and the odorless mineral spirit, so it becomes very much like watercolor. And then we'll come out here, we'll just toss in the old bird fan, just flying wherever they're going. I don't know where they're going. They're headed somewhere in the night. Dude, look at that. That is so rad. I love it. Quite honestly. Have we ever done a better Oregon Coast seascape, guys? Have we ever done a better one? No way! Dudes, this painting's going to France. That is cool. Someone just purchased this one. It's going to France. France! It's my second painting in France. It's freaking wicked cool. Just sent one to Japan the other day. Blows my mind every single day, guys. So who are you? Come in and let us know. This one's going to France, man. That is you, Joel Garcia, over there on YouTube. On the tube, man. That's where he is. Joel, you're amazing. Quite honestly amazing. And you got one of my most amazing paintings that we've ever done, ever. You got it, my friend. And I see you, Joel. So, Joel, you got to come up with a title now. What are we going to title this thing? Thanks, Paul. I appreciate you. I want to go back. That should be the name. I agree. I want to go back. That should be the title. I like that. Small side of the blade out here on these little guys. There. Just a little touch. Little bits. Okay. So Joel's going to come up with a title. He's over on YouTube. So if you're watching over there, then you'll be able to see or give him suggestions over there. I'll read out some more. Guys, hit me with your titles. Just so we can get one for Joel. Oh, he wants me to pick it for him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, my friends. Okay, you guys got to type it in. Type in the comments now. What do we want to call this painting? And then I get to choose. Did you hear that? I was like, I get to choose which one it is, according to Joel here. So, let's see. We got Coastal Fog, Oregon Mist, Sedimentary. I like that. Secret Cove, Serenity. Oregon, Mystic Bliss, Dark and Misty. Ooh, I like that. Gray Coast, I dig that one too. Mist and Magic, Rocky Solitude. The Edge, Reflection, Breaker's Mist. Oh, that's a cool one. Arcadia, I like that too. I don't know, I dig it, I dig it. Peaceful Cove, Whisper, oh, that's it. Whispers of the Pacific, you guys. Right there. Excellent title. I love it. Because literally, every time I go out to the beach or the coast, and if you're in Oregon, you call it the coast. You don't call it going to the beach. Going to the coast, baby. Every time I go to the coast, I just love it there. It just whispers to me. You know what I mean? You get those whispers of the coast. And they talk to you. They tell you to come back. They're like, psst, come back. That's what it whispers to me. Whispers of the Pacific. I like that. Very cool. Okay, let's put this one down. This one is number 1,995, you guys. Whispers of the Pacific. Excellent. Going to France, you guys. I cannot believe that. That is wicked cool. Painted on 8/14/2024. We're all going to go to paintwithjosh.com.
because it's the best. We also have a smaller version of this same painting available over there. Very similar. I'll even show it to you right now, but man alive, this one came out fabulous. Holy shaving cream. Ah, it's just gorgeous. I just love it. I love it. Ken's like, yay! You got chosen. You were chosen. 1995 was an awesome year. I was 10. Love it. Thank you, Joel. I very much appreciate you. We're going to flip the TikTok camera around right here real quick. That way I can see some comments and such. And then we'll say goodbye to the old crew over on the tube here in a minute. But that is a sweet painting right there, you guys. Just wicked. It's a good screenshot for the Discord. So you guys are amazing. I love you. Did this one in under an hour, and you guys can do it too. Sure, there's a lot of texture in these rocks in the front, but I know you can do it. If we're just using our liquid white as that stuff, there would be less undercolor down there, so you'll be able to attach the rocks more easily. I really think you guys are going to come up with something fantastic, and I can't wait to see these start pouring in to my message box, right? Inbox. I sound like such an old person. Send them into me old message box there. I'll go check my message box. See if I've got any electronic emails or electronic mails. In any case, I love you guys over on the tube, and I can't wait. Honestly, send them in to official Paint with Josh over on the book or Paint with Josh K over on the gram. We just hit 1 million on Instagram. What, this morning? Literally this morning. It was like it went to 1,022,000 and then back down to like 999,977 and then went back up to 102 or 101, and I got a screenshot of it. I wanted to catch the screenshot at 1 million exactly. It just, I was like, refresh, and shut the app down, force close it, open it back up, refresh. Oh, 101. So it's really cool. If you're not already following me over on Instagram, head over there. We're already over 1 million followers. That is mind-blowing, like literally mind-blowing how many people are over on the gram watching. We're at 720-something thousand on TikTok. We're at 173,000 over on the tube and 340-something thousand over on the book. I think 217,000 over on Threads. Plus, like, all the other ones. In any case, you guys are amazing. Everybody over on the tube, I can't wait to see your guys' versions. Send them in, and until I see you guys again next time. Thanks, Joel. I very much appreciate you. Take care. Have the rest of a good day. And
Baboosh! Oh, I always forget. I'm trying not to say. I don't know why I say that at the end, honestly. Don't know why.